What's going on, guys? Let's jump into a trading session right now. I'm going to show you a poor man's covered call and how I'm making money hand over fist on a leap option despite the volatility right now in a couple of names that I own. So let's jump into Apple stock. As you guys can see on my screen right here, I do have $1.3 million on Apple. I'm up $263,000, but the biggest position here that I recently covered in my Discord community is actually a poor man's covered call, and I made $40,000, and I'm about to close it right in front of you guys right now. All right, so what happened was on January 22nd, I put out this trade in my Discord and I said, guys, I'm bullish on Apple. I think that Apple's going to go up, and we have earnings quarter coming in. Now, Apple actually performed pretty well for earnings, but we are getting a little bit of a pullback right now from an intraday high. So this is where I am going to actually cut the position and I'm going to take profits. Now, I am doing this, arguably a little bit late. I could have taken profits at 245, but the momentum right now, clearly on the downtrend, I'm going to de-risk and reduce my position. And actually, since I'm up a lot on the position, I'm just going to be protecting my profits. And I want to also explain to you what a poor man's covered call is, how I opened it, and how I'm going to manage it. All right, so let's go step by step. All right, first of all, I'm going to close out this Apple poor man's covered call. So what happened was I ended up buying 200 call, and that gives me that upside. That's a leap option, right? Or pretty much a leap option because it expires on September. So it's, by definition, not exactly a leap option, but I consider any option around that 9-month mark pretty much a long-term option. I would put it into the leaped category. So there's actually a couple things I can do, and I'm going to have to decide right now what I'm going to do. So I'm going to decide right now. So I have a 200 call. Obviously, Apple's going to stay above 200. I am bullish on Apple, but Apple has a little bit of a shaky quarter with some of its numbers beating, whereas some of the estimates like iPhone sales coming a little bit short. So, it's an interesting situation because on a long-term basis, I'm bullish, but the price to earnings ratio, isn't as cheap as I would like. And as I was reevaluating my position, although I'm bullish on Apple, I think it's a good opportunity for me to take some off the table because I do have $1.3 million. I also have some more in my other portfolio. So right now you can see here how this position actually jumped from 40,000 to 41,000-ish. That's because we're probably seeing a little bit of a recovery in Apple. And look, I don't like to do short-term trading. So when I'm looking at this right now, this is the most quote-unquote panic you will see me in. Typically, I have a very level head. I'm a very long-term investor, and I'm typically holding my options up until expiration. The only options that I don't really hold until expiration are either covered calls that go into the money or, a poor man's covered call. And the poor man's covered call, by the way, is very similar to a covered call. It's just essentially a leap option, a long leap option that functions very similar to stock. So the leap option, when you buy a call option, it's 100 shares. And when it's deep in the money, it has a high delta, and it's going to be very sensitive to moves in the stock price. So a long leap option like here, and I keep going back to the position because I think it's really interesting right now. We're getting a little bit of a pickup. So anyways, I'm not going to spend too much time looking at the short-term technicals because I don't do short-term technicals. I do, monthly trading. I sell options on a monthly basis, or I go out and do leap options. I do weekly trading as well, but I would say weekly trading is a lot more volatile. But yeah, since I'm happy with the profits, I am going to make the decision. You can see here I have a 235 put, which is going to expire today, actually, on Friday. I do my Friday updates in my Discord as well. That's always the first link in the description. Please be careful of the comments. There's a lot of people pretending and impersonating to be me. There's an ocean of pretenders, impersonators, scammers. There's not much you can do. YouTube has to fix that. I have a full-time assistant already trying to filter out comments, so please be aware of that. 235 put is going to expire today. This one is going to make $45 more in the next hour here of trading. Apple 240 call, actually, I was thinking about having to roll it up, but since Apple has had a pullback to 235, I'm going to wait until closer to February 21st to do anything because I don't think I need to do anything right now since Apple is below 240. If it does reach 240, I will roll this position higher. And I do have some 250 calls which are expiring in April. So the real position that I have to think about either closing or managing right now is going to be this position right here. And it's pulling up right now. I'm up $41,000 flat. And I put a sizable position into this. So although a poor man's covered call is a smaller account strategy, I told my Discord community that I'm very bullish, and I think that we're gonna go heavy on this one. So I ended up going very, very heavy. And for a poor man's covered call, you typically want to do 3 to 5% of your portfolio as a position size, this actually is about 3 to 5% for me. So I ended up following my own advice here, and I went pretty heavy. Usually I'm going to go less because the bigger portfolio you have, you can go for 1% position. So $164,000 is like 4% of a $4 million portfolio. So I went for a 4% position. One thing I can do is I can roll this 237 call option higher, but if I see weakness in Apple, I think it's just going to make sense for me to close out this position entirely since I already have a big enough position. So yeah, let's say this position was one of the bigger positions that I made this year. A little bit higher on the risk, but the return was beautiful. 164 turned into 205K. It was 25% return, 25% real freaking return from the 22nd of January, and I'm closing this on the 31st. So this is like a 9-day return. 9 days, 40 grand, 24%. So yeah, it was good. I'm gonna go ahead and close the 50 contracts right now. I'm gonna put in 40 points. So look, if I definitely want to get filled and I'm going to be buying this back, I have to go closer to the ask. So I can go 41.05. See, I'm getting a low likelihood of fill, 41.1. Let's see if I can get this order filled. And I'm going to get an estimated credit of $205,000 roughly. If I don't get filled, I'll have to re-enter the order and I'll have to go closer to the ask price. Although, now that I think about it, since I'm selling this, see, funny. Here's what happens when you rush and you make videos and trade at the same time. Since I am selling this, I actually have to go closer to the bid because I'm asking for it. I'm selling it, so I can't ask for more. I have to go closer to the bid. So that's why I wasn't getting filled. So now it says high likelihood of getting filled. So I'll go for 41. It's funny, it actually became a little better on the price, but yeah, let's go for the high likelihood. So yeah, that was my bad. I have to go closer to the bid. So let's go ahead and there we go. So I got filled for all 50 contracts. And then you guys can see right here that I opened up the trade for 164. And then essentially I just closed it out for $205,000 exactly. So that was a $40,650 gain. Now, I want to talk a little bit about poor man's covered calls on Nvidia as well, because Nvidia is something that I'm going to open a poor man's covered call on. Since it is super low and I just freed up capital. Actually, let's see how much cash I do have available right now. Let's go to investing. I have $1 million cash. So I'm actually a little bit heavier on the cash right now. I have a lot of positions that are at a gain. You can actually see all the gains here. Actually, every position I have is a gain except for Snapchat. And these are all trades that I put out in the Discord community. We're killing it. I actually went into Nike. I think Nike was a great value, so I did a covered call on Nike. This was like my Monday session or my Wednesday session. So it was this week. So yeah, so far we're doing really well, and this doesn't even show the covered call, so we're doing a little bit better in the covered call. Palantir up 171K, Tesla, Apple, etc. So I do have Nvidia in my other portfolio. So let's go into Nvidia right now, and I'm going to do a poor man's covered call. I am pretty heavy on Nvidia, I'm not going to lie, and the DeepSeek situation is, it's a little bit concerning in the short term, but in the long term, you have to realize that innovation in the market is good. Like, I'm freaking excited. Like, I'm excited for innovation to come. We're gonna see so much advancements in tech and healthcare and so many parts of the in our industry, and knowledge workers specifically are going to get a boost in their productivity because AI is going to help that. So I'm buying Nvidia. You guys already know. You already know. Bicep. Oh, I should look kind of big today. Bicep over tricep. I played some tennis today. So we're going bicep over tricep on Nvidia. We're going to do a poor man's covered call. I actually do have several positions here, so let's go over these real fast, actually. So February, September. So February, we have a 120. I have a 127 put, which is in the money. I'm going to get assigned 130. It's in the money. I might get assigned 145. There's a straight up call option, which is down. Okay, this is down, and then I have the poor man's covered call essentially already running on Nvidia actually. So the 145 is excuse me. I have the 120 and the 130 long, and the 145 is the covered call essentially. So this is the poor man's covered call. These three positions. It's going to look a little bit weird because I have 3 buys on the 120 and then 7 buys on the 130 and then 10 sells on the 145. So I'm knee deep. I'm chin over jaw or whatever you guys say in the comments. You guys were joking with me, glutes over hamstrings or whatever. We got we got hold up. We got calves. We got calves over hamstrings. We got calves over hamstrings deep. We're so deep into Nvidia. I got no risk management on this right now. I got no good position sizing because my other portfolio got 1.5 million. Guys, I eat my own cooking. I don't just make these videos hyping stuff up. I actually eat my own cooking. That's the funny part. I'm with you. Like, we're here together. Because I don't make videos on stocks I don't own. So we knee deep. I think we're about to get deeper. I think we're about to get deeper on Nvidia. Nvidia, I think we're about to get deeper. You know, listen, you want to get rich, you got to take some risk. I have belief, so I'm gonna eat my own cooking. All right, I'm gonna eat my own cooking, and I'm gonna do some leaps with the poor man's covered call right now on Nvidia. I'm gonna keep it small though, because you know, just in case the AI doesn't come into fruition, I don't want to go broke. But I think AI is gonna be fine. I think we're gonna be fine on AI. So look, this is what a leap option is gonna look like. Now, granted, this is sort of becoming not so much of a leap option because you know September isn't. You know, it's like 8 months away now. It's pretty. What is it? 9 months away, 8 months away, 231 days. Well, I'll count as a leap option here. So let me show you what's up. I'm gonna buy the 120. You know, I'm just gonna add a little bit to it, the 120, and then I'm gonna sell. All right, we're gonna sell the. So look, we're just trying to get some income. Listen, this right here, this 120 counts as stock essentially because it's it's actually not that deep in the money. Typically, I would go for a 70 delta. Well, this is 63 delta, so it's not that far. But I want to have less positions, so to be honest, it would probably be better to go for the 110. Yeah, I should go 110. I should stick to my own rules. So I was going to go for a 120 just to keep things a little bit more simple since I already got 120s. But no, we want to go 110s. My standard rule is 70 delta. The volume here is 76. Open interest is good. Implied volatility is high. And the bid ask is very good. It's only a 20 cent bid ask. So we going calves over hamstrings deep. All right, so we're gonna sell. No, we're trying to buy. We're trying to buy that. So we're gonna buy the 110, and then we're gonna create some income. We're gonna have the March 21st right here, the 49 days out. We're gonna sell, and now we're trying to. I want to create some aggressive income, to be honest with you, because if Nvidia goes up in the short term, I'm gonna make a ton of money. Actually, I'm gonna go for February. I want to have a little bit more fun with it. 3 weeks out, I'm got less patience. So I'm trying to go a little bit, you know, on the weekly trading on Nvidia. Trying to have fun with it because it has a lot of volatility and you can have a lot of fun with. You can make a lot of money with this stock. And now that it's pulled back, I think we can see a short-term move. Obviously, I'm a long-term investor. What do I know short-term? Short-term, flip some quarters. You know, even a monkey flips 100 quarters. He's going to be right 50% of the time. And then if they flip it again, 25 monkeys will be right. If they flip it again, 12 and a half monkeys will be right. Flip it again, 6.25 monkeys will be right. So you look at that monkey, there's 6 of them. Let's say they flip the quarter again. They were right like 6 times in a row. There's 3 monkeys left, right? Like, wow, that monkey's a genius. It's like, no, it's called the law of large numbers, guys. It's statistics. You see a bunch of traders looking or thinking that they're good. Nah, they're not good. They're just lucky in the short term. You're good. You know what's good? You know, I was asking my friend. I get some dating coaching right now. I'm looking for a wife. All right, so I'm looking for a wife, looking for a good Christian woman, and I was asking my friend, you know, what's a serious relationship? You know, is it serious when you're 3 months in or 6 months in? What's serious? And my friend or coach was like, it's serious when you have a family and you've been together for 10 years and you have kids. I was like, wow, that makes a lot of sense. That's serious. That is serious. So I forget where I was going with this story. Let me just sell some calls here. You know, we gotta have some fun with these videos and make some money at the same time and subscribe to the channel, to the dopest YouTube channel, the best option trading channel where we actually make tons of money. I'm gonna show you my portfolio in just a moment. Let me finish this trade. Oh, I'm trying to, let's see what the delta is on this one. 42 delta, 8,000 volume. That's wild. 8,000. Wow, the bid-ask spread is amazing. So this is a fun. Why do I keep saying fun? I think it's a profitable trade. Excuse me for saying fun so many times. This stuff is fun though. 128. So yeah, I'm down for this. I think this is going to be a great trade. You can see though, if Nvidia pops up, you can start to lose money on this poor man's covered call, but you're going to experience a big gain if it goes up at 128. You get the peak, and then everything under, everything over, you still get gains, but you get a little bit less because the the 128 call, if it's in the money, it'll kind of go against you. So yeah, let's go ahead and do this. I'm just gonna do 5 contracts. I'm already knees over calves, over hamstrings, over quads, over glutes deep into Nvidia. Believe me. So it might be one of my biggest positions because I do have a lot of shares in my other portfolio. So let's go custom. So if this is a buying strategy, I'm gonna have to go closer to the ask. So we're gonna go for 0.8 just to save some time and get filled here. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. I'm gonna show my portfolio after this. All right, so that's done. Alrighty, boom, here we go. So I did get a little bit of detractor, but my portfolio did hit an all-time high today. It did hit an all-time high today at $4.3 million. So yeah, we'll do poor man's cover calls, Apple, Nvidia. I closed the Apple trade, but I'll have more. So if you're interested in Discord, first link in the description. I'll also have in my description my email. If you want to ask any questions, if you have a beautiful daughter and you think that should be a good wife, I'm kind of joking, kind of not joking. And if you if you just want some coaching, you have any questions, please go ahead. It's the second link in the description. My email, the first link is you get to get some training, and then you get to schedule a call and see if it's a good fit for you. Coaching is not a fit for everyone. You do have to have some money. Ideally, you have a 50K portfolio, so I can help you scale. If you have a tiny portfolio, I encourage you to scale up and just watch my playlist. I'll put it right here for you. So, anyways, thanks a lot, and I'll catch you in the next one.